Welcome back to another late night fix. Hopefully, everybody's having a good evening tonight. I know I am. Feeling a lot better. I didn't even tell you guys, I was feeling like sick or shitty earlier. Then I ate a shitload of Chipotle, got some liquid IV, some of these pebbles, and now we're back to life. So, we have a couple of important things that we need to talk about tonight. But first of all, how is everybody doing? We doing good over here? Everybody having a good time? Ooh, baby. Love you guys. Shout out to everybody showing up for the late night fixes. You guys are the real ones over here. Again, we do have a couple of really important things that we need to talk about tonight. One, what the hell we're going to see tomorrow, which is going to be crazy. And two, the importance of one key aspect of trading that you guys saw me and Gabe just play out absolutely perfectly today on the stream. It literally came down and touched my level to a penny. I was literally off by a cent, which is kind of nonsense. It kind of pissed me off that I was wrong by a cent. Like I couldn't have moved my line up. Come on now. All right, guys. Again, this is a public stream. So if you guys don't mind hitting that like button on your way in, let's have a little bit of fun. And then I'll send you guys off and we can all go make some more money tomorrow, huh? How about that? More pebbles. Which was probably a bad idea because like I have to talk. All right, that was a bit silly. All right, let's pull up the charts and stop fucking around. Here we go. First thing, we're going to go over the importance of levels. Now, if you watch the video from last weekend about entries and knowing your levels, remember, 1348 is the core of teaching you guys how to trade and seeing where the momentum is. But there are so many things that are built on top of this and other aspects of trading that you have to know in order to have success. Here's one of them. Knowing your levels. When you know what your key levels are, it paints a better picture for you of where price can go and where it might have trouble going in any given day on any given time frame. Like I've said in the video, I've said it in a bunch of live streams. You have to treat every single day that you're going into the market like a fight or a battle. You're not going to go in unprepared. So here's what we have drawn up. Oh, I put this little wedge up here too. I was fucking around with some stuff. We can delete that. That one didn't matter. But looking at this right here, we have this level drawn out here. Now, anything that I have in green, remember, is from a longer time frame. Now, what does that mean? It could be more respected than a level from the 5 minute over the last few days. Now, if you zoom out on the daily here, what do you see? Okay. You have this level that was respected from right here. The high of the day on the 28th. Then you come back here. You can see it was kind of tapping around this level here as well. And I bet if you go back even further, you would see price respect this level here. So I have this level drawn out. And what we saw during the day was the break down out of that channel there with these crosses, a lot of choppy price action here. Okay. Then we start to see price get very, very, very aggressive to the downside. Again, remember, key indicators. RSI was very oversold. Gabe called that out. I didn't see it because I don't have it on this chart, but we knew that the RSI was really, really oversold. Okay. The RSI was actually oversold like here. Like it was really getting oversold. Then it comes down here even more aggressive. When you see these aggressive moves, what you have to train yourself to do is not chase. You cannot chase these moves. You have to be early on these day trades. I like to say sometimes it's better to be late than wrong. When you chase, you're both. You're late and wrong most of the time because of this right here. You see this key level? I actually had this pulled up on the 1 minute here when I was looking at this. And look what happens. Price comes down and literally misses my level by a penny. So now here's how my thought process went about this. Okay, you've seen really aggressive price movement to the downside. No news. No news was coming out on this move. It was just nasty sellers coming in, which also means that there's most likely buyers sitting out there ready to buy it up. So I bought calls right around here, waited out on this move. My risk is essentially a nasty candle coming down here. And again, I got more time. I was playing Monday contracts. So I rode it up to here on these two flash candles, sold it for 10%. Thank you, market. Go fuck yourself. It's my money and I need it now. So knowing your key levels is going to take you very far, very far. SB, ready for tomorrow? 1348 is life. Cheat code, Leo. I appreciate that, my man. Yeah, everybody too. Shout out to all the 1348 gang in here. You guys know what the deal is. You guys have been with us since the very beginning. Love you guys. Love you guys. All right, guys. Again, hit that like on the way. And if you guys do want to hop in with us, join us on the moon. Check out that link in the top of the live chat over there. I mean, I've seen some pretty fucking filthy gains recently. But yeah, so that's kind of the deal with the levels here. You have to have them drawn out. So remember, if you guys were on the stream with us, we were I was like, yeah, I mean, right as you see this come down, it's very possible. First level is going to be this previous low. It blows right through. And then you're really hunting this lower level here. I played the bounce. Cool. And it did it again. I mean, we were looking at it back here too. I mean, it double bottomed here and ran all the way back up here. So there were 2 trades actually that you could have taken in here for at least 10% each. At least. You go in with 10% of your account, which I didn't in this situation because it was a little bit more risky. I don't trade this way very often, but when it gives me that opportunity, I jump on it. Tight stop, runs right back up, take my money very quickly. So that is what, like knowing where these levels are. One, if you were in puts coming down here, you know that right as price is coming down here, it's probably a good time to get out. It's probably a good time to start getting out of your position. And if you want to play the bounce, boom, just like me. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But we do have to go over what's happening tomorrow. We did get the jobs report today, which actually came in a little bit higher than expected, which when I saw that data come out, jobless claims was a little bit higher than expected. I actually thought that was going to give the market the ability to run a little bit because remember what happened on the release of job openings. Well, it came in more towards what would give the Fed the ability to be more hawkish on that side. And then the market ate it up and everybody was calling for a pivot like morons. And I was like, that's stupid. Don't be doing that. Not in my market. But that was kind of my bias going into today. I scalped NVIDIA to the upside, waited a little bit, scalped Apple to the upside, I think. Scalped NVIDIA again, hit SPY a bunch of times. I think I was 5 for 6 today. Only a little baby loss on the SPY. Very green day, which was solid. But you have a 68.7% chance of a 75 basis point rate hike going into November. Oh, TTF Colt rookie. I know what that is. There you go, buddy. Shout out to Josh, buddy. Love Josh. If you're new here, I learned a lot of what I know now from Josh. So shout out to him, man. A lot of the macro stuff that I learned was from him. So when you guys hear me being able to analyze this stuff, there's the source. But yeah, so looking at some of these things right here, you have to look at what the economic data coming out tomorrow is. Non-farm payrolls, very important. Unemployment rate, very important. Average hourly earnings, very important. What stop loss percentage do I like? 10 to 15. 10 to 15, depending on how much time I have on it. Sometimes I'll use 5. Like if I have a lot of time on a position and I'm using it for a day trade, if it goes down 5%, the trade's done. So we're going to get unemployment rate at 830, average hourly earnings at 830, labor force participation rate, and non-farm payrolls. All of these pieces of data are going to be very, very important. Here's why. The Fed is looking at what the labor market is doing right now to see if the effects of their rate hikes in any sort of tightening policy are actually softening up the labor market. So here's the deal. Are they going to pivot? No. I think it was Kashkari today that when he came out and was talking about, he was asked the question, I believe, about a Fed pivot. And he said that the bar is very high for the Fed to come out and actually change its policy in terms of where it wants, in terms of like the restrictiveness of policy. So what that tells you is that everybody in the media that was calling for a pivot after job openings was a moron. If you guys remember that video that I made right on, I think it was the day of job openings. I was like, they're not going to pivot. Like, it doesn't make any sense. We're not going the route of England. They're not going to do it. If they do, then you can call me wrong all you want, but I'm going to call Powell and everybody else complete morons, and we're going to have a lot bigger problems. So if the unemployment rate comes in higher than expected tomorrow, then it's possible that the market runs because you're still going to see that little bit of exuberance and hope that things are sort of moving in the right direction. Now, it's not actually the right direction. It's fucked up because you have to have the unemployment rate actually come up in order for those demand push inflationary pressures to ease up a little bit. And if it comes in lower than expected, it means there's more people in the workforce than than what's actually estimated. And it means that the Fed needs to get to more restrictive policy quicker and leave it there. Same thing with average hourly earnings, non-farm payrolls, and labor force participation rate. Hey, hot stuff. What's up, buddy? How you doing? But that's essentially what we're looking for. Thoughts on weed stocks looking to short them? Honestly, not a bad idea. Because here's the thing. This is what you have to think about with the weed news today. This is the weird thing. Personally, I don't think that what Biden did in terms of wiping the records clean for people who had been convicted of like weed related like offenses in the past is going to drive more business for the weed companies. Well, it's already legal. It's like already legal pretty much everywhere. Yeah, it's a good thing for him to do, but is that going to drive more business to the weed companies? I don't think so. So they got that nice pop. If you hit it today, good for you. I saw that news come through. I was asleep at the switch. I wasn't able to hit that one. But, I mean, it's a tough one because, they could see a little bit of a run here, especially if the market wants to continue higher. But, yeah, it's an overreaction, in my opinion, which most things in the market are. Most things in the market are an overreaction to news. People freak the fuck out because, remember, everybody, even though most of the market is trading with, robots and algorithms, there's still emotional aspects in the market because there's still money moving based on human interaction. All he has to do is remove the federal level. That would drive more business. I think it would drive a lot more business to these companies. So looking into tomorrow, let's go over a couple of key levels here. You got the Credit Suisse and UBS situation that's going on right now. Again, there has to be a lot more things, in my opinion, to actually start to come through in order to really see these banks have issues. Keep an eye out for bank earnings. There could be a big shocker in there somewhere. But let's take a look at SPY really quick. Then you guys can throw in any tickers that you want and any questions that you have too about 1348, about trading in general, about macroeconomic, anything you guys want. But again, if you guys don't mind hitting that like on the way in. Oh, you guys are almost at 100 already? Dude, you guys are killing it on these night streams. I appreciate that. So looking at SPY going into tomorrow, this is probably one of the first days in a while that we have not seen a giant run into close. We haven't. We didn't make new highs going into close. New highs, new highs. New highs. This one we didn't. But the trend recently, more days, more often than not, we've seen the SPY start to go on those pretty significant runs into close. So could this be the end of the little relief rally that we're seeing? Well, it really depends on what the data comes out tomorrow as, and then what CPI is next Thursday. So looking at some of these levels here, we're going to have 380.70 to the upside here that we could easily see tested. Downside, this is going to be more from the 5-minute. We can basically do away with this one for now. I would almost move it back up here. Look at the bottom here. So we can add another level in here, right around 371. We could definitely see that tested to the downside. And then this level that we have over here that we bounced off of today, 372.71, I think it was. What was this bottom here? Is it going to tell me? No, but I think it was 73 or like 74 is what came down to. And I was off by a penny. I still slaughtered that trade. So that's kind of what I'm looking at for SPY tomorrow. I really don't have any indication of any bias right now. It's all going to depend on what time data is released tomorrow. At 8:30 a.m. How do you find levels? New to trading and to options? All right, we can do a little quick rundown of this. But Trell, make sure you go check out the video that I posted last weekend. It's called How to Trade SPY Like a Pro. It breaks down essentially what I do in order to draw my levels. And again, the charts that we give you with 1348 have all of the levels pre-drawn out there for you. They're all there. So you just look for the key ones on the daily time frame. You can extend them if you want, all H, and you're good to go. Natural gas is it's tempting. So is oil. I missed Exxon today. But essentially what you're doing is you're looking for big pivot points. So if you see some of these levels here that I've drawn out, you can see that this was a key rejection right here. You saw price kind of flicker around here as well. Not as much of a key level back here, but you can see that recently this was the day high on the 28th of September. So I like that level. We could use this level down here, 357.04. These were the previous lows, right? Where's this from? Oh yeah, this was the previous low right here. This little bounce level, and you just go through and look for big pivot points on the 4-hour, the daily. Smashed Exxon this morning. There you go. Love your videos, by the way, Vix. Always lurking, bro. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I like doing the lives. The lives are fun. I feel like I get my ideas somewhat out there in a little bit of a better way when I'm live versus in a video, but we do both. We do both, man. What was the other thing we were gonna do? The data it's gonna be released at 8:30 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. That's gonna be non-farm unemployment and average hourly earnings. So yeah, and then we could look at Tesla, we could look at natural gas. Here's the deal. I'll keep saying this about natural gas, that if you're gonna play it, you have to get so much time. Did I get lucky with my natural gas trade a couple of weeks ago when I caught that week? I mean, I made it free, so it didn't really matter. I had a little bit of a longer swing that I think I finished slightly green on because I made that relatively free too. I just took profits on it. It wasn't completely free. Sup guys, just got here. Solid video earlier again. SCV watched it earlier. Appreciate that, Sam. But yeah, natural gas in general is going to move in the same realm as oil, a little bit different. But I do see, here's the issue with oil though, because I'm more focused on oil right now than natural gas, because with the OPEC output cut, you know that the United States has to react. They have to do something. What would I consider so much time? For me, if I were to get it, I'd probably go out to like January. That's probably where I'd go. Real estate crash confirms a recession? Not really. I mean, we've technically already confirmed a month out. No. So much time would be like 4 months out, 3 months out. That's what I would want for natural gas, because you're going to see it go on these big runs and then it's going to just get killed. Because it's just going to act so volatile. Here's kind of why. There's a lot of political bullshit that you have to deal with. Thanks for the mentions in the video, bro. Been eating good off SPX. Ken, dude, I know you have. I know you have. You've been going crazy, dude. I mean, you've got it locked and loaded on SPX, buddy. Congratulations, dude. Yeah, if you guys want to join us in there, links at the top of the live chat, man. I mean, the algorithms are killer, bro. Like, just killer. And we've got a couple other things coming for you guys that are going to be just completely game changing. Again, if you guys haven't figured it out by now, we kind of set the trend for cool algorithms, alert systems, one-on-ones, everything coming out. So the next wave of things that we have coming out are just crazy. It's just wild. So hopefully you guys are ready. It's going to be crazy. But might be a dumb question, but with the 150,000 jobs advertised by Amazon this morning have an effect on the unemployment rate tomorrow? Seasonal. I'd have to look at this again. I don't think seasonal is going to do all that much. Kenny, I always see you too on Twitter and stuff ripping up SPX, dude. It's crazy. Oh, we got long in here too. You're swing trading it? Get her on the live one day. Yeah, Kenny, I have something that I want to try with SPX, but it's so risky. Okay, I want to tell you my dumb degenerate idea on SPX. Ready? Nobody do this, because I haven't looked at it and I haven't tested it. And I literally think this is probably the dumbest idea of all time. But since it's really dumb, it can work. So here's the idea. Okay, I don't even want to say it. It's just so dumb. It's so dumb. So you would basically trade, like, right before close, a strangle, like out of the money, but they'd be essentially worthless. And if it pops a little bit after hours and you just have limit orders there, you hit like 1,000% gains like that. So, like, it's just silly. Like, I want to see how they move at the end of the day. I just forgot about it today to watch how these contracts were moving, but I want to see if it would work. I like literally it'd be like $5. Let's just see what happens. That's all it would be. But that's my dumb degenerate idea. I have those sometimes, and I'm just like, hey man, it could work. YOLO on margin. Arvind, no, bad. So as unemployment comes out high, SPY should go up. It could. If you start to see the reaction based off of it, um, like if people start talking about a pivot, yeah, it could, but they're not going to pivot. That's why I think this is a bunch of nonsense. And then today, you kind of saw it today, like after the Fed speakers were talking, and then you saw the jobs report come out. Everybody was kind of like, yeah, they're not going to pivot. It's heavily shorted and could take off through Monday. Yeah, hope it's whatever stocks you're talking about, heavily shorted. They are probably going to do what I like to call a shark fin. They're going to go up and then they're going to tank. If you're able to play that game where you can rip them on the way up and then let them come down and be all right, cool, fine. But if you don't have a solid strategy and like knowing exactly why you're entering the trade at that point and then going up, besides the fact it's shorted and could run, that's a great way to blow up an account. So be careful with that, please. Just be careful. Can you make a bunch of money on them? Yeah, you can. You just got to know, exactly what you're doing. They're way riskier than trading like SPY or Nvidia or Amazon or something like that. After hours, have they completed any shape yet? What do you mean? You're about to start buying. Oh, on SPX. Dude, those are going to be like really expensive. But if people can't afford the products manufactured, then how does the stock go up for, say, Apple? What do you mean? It doesn't. You see margins compress. Like this is why people like to say that the Fed is going to push everybody into a recession. People can't afford things, then they have to cut prices, then they lay more people off, and then the margins compress. It's like it's not a good scenario that we're in. Like I will until like we come out and basically get that light at the end of the tunnel indication. It is not really time to start buying, in my opinion, unless you're young and you have a high risk tolerance and you know what you're doing and you can really drip money in slowly. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to start pouring money in now, in my opinion. You got stopped at Amazon today? What time? We can go over that trade and then we'll hit a couple of other things and we're gonna wrap it up for the night. How do I feel about weed stocks? I think that it was an overreaction today because I talked about this earlier, but I don't think that the news of Biden basically like taking like wiping the records clean is going to drive more business for weed companies. I just don't. I could have missed something in whatever notice there was. I didn't really look at it, but if it was just, oh, let's just wipe records clean, then I don't think that's driving business to weed companies. Sell the news. Yeah, I think it was just a big overreaction. That's my opinion on it. They could continue to run. That's the thing. But as soon as they start to show signs of weakness, I'll probably hammer those to the downside. But let's see here. We can go over Amazon. You went super light on Sundial. So Sundial's a risky one. I don't like that one. They got some issues, man. Sundial's got some issues. You bought a 122 call at 12:48. Amazon, learn me good. Expiration, please give me an expiration, Mr. Michael. And then Moto will hit yours too. We'll do those two. Michael, I need an expiration first. Okay, good. You weren't being a dumbass. Thank you. 122 call at 12:48. Let's see what you were looking at on the chart here. Everybody, take these as some learning experiences and make sure that you can apply some of these things to your trading too. So 12:48. That's going to be right around here. Okay. So here's the deal. This is the issue with this trade. Now it looks great. You got the cross. It's above the 200. You're a little late on it. You're getting it on this candle. You're waiting. It's running. You chased it. You chase this. Now here's the problem with this. You have resistance here, you got resistance here, and you have resistance here, which is essentially where it came to before it sharked right back down. So in this specific situation, I probably wouldn't have been touching this. Choppy day. Again, even if you were going to, you got to keep the stop tight. So if you're playing on the 5-minute, what I would have looked at here, let's go 12:48. I think it's this one. No, it's here. Right here, you're getting in. Cool. As soon as you get this candle closing down below the 1 minute, I'd probably be out of here. Should have sold at the double top. Yep. Yeah. So you're getting in right here. It shoots up here to the double top. Yeah, it just doesn't have enough room to go. Like you've got nonsense here. You got this double top right here as well that it basically triple topped at here. Then you've got resistance up here. Then you've got resistance up. Like there's just so much here where big sell. And look at how big this is the other thing. You also have to look at how drastic these moves are. Rips up, sold off really hard. Rips up, sold off really hard. Sold off really hard. Sold off, sold off. Like these are aggressive moves down. It's not like this where it like runs up, pitter patters around, the buyers and sellers are all right, and then it could potentially run back up. This is price shoots, sellers say fuck you. Price shoots, fuck you. And it just keeps going. So that's another reason why you would want to look at the level. Exactly. Look at those key levels there. October 10th, Moto 371, the first time after it went up to 375 on SPY. So that's really what it is there. It's all about the key levels. Could you have made money on that trade if you were scalping really quickly? Yeah, you could have made like 2-3% on it, which is fine sometimes. Like some days I'll be looking for 5% on trades and I'll just stack them. SPY. Why no AMC talk? Well, I told everybody my opinion on Ape. And I think what Adam Aron is doing is great for the business, but he's stealing and masking it to retail investors. And the people that are telling you otherwise have another agenda and they're trying to put out confirmation bias. Yes, good for the company. But does it do really anything for what the shareholders want? No. And especially with the market conditions right now and the way that everything has kind of gone so far, don't like it. I don't like Ape. Could have gone way differently. And I said my thoughts on it. Everybody lost their mind. And that's that, man. I want to make sure, and I've been doing this since January, that I want all of you guys to make sure that you have the tools to make money in the market. But I'm not going to sit here and have people scream like, oh, this and that. And like, it's just like not helping anybody. It's like really not helping anybody. More people are getting hurt by people that like, oh, one candle goes up. It's like, you can't do that, especially after Ape. And you can hate me all you want for that. But that's the reality. So let's go over SPY here. SPY 371 puts the first time after it went up to 375. This? Or here? Was this the Invictus play down? Lazy. Oh God, people just don't realize you're just handing over money. You're just like, here you go. It's fine. You guys will. I tried. I did my best. I tried. But let's see here. Moto. I'm a little bit confused about. Invictus down. I believe it was a QQQ Invictus. But is it this one here? This one here was alerting on these candles. You really should not have been getting stopped out on this. Because I believe it was coming in here or here. Like it was before the cross. October 10th is Monday. This is not a stop out here. I'm confused on this one. Let me see. Yeah, we're going to hit this one. Yeah, I don't know how you could have gotten stopped out on this because I saw this trade play out and I was like, this is perfect. I mean, I could almost say you got greedy here because you're looking at day low, which is right here, or pre-market low, which is right here. You play this down to pre-market low right here. So what? 374. 371 is a little bit too far out of the money though. Now, even if you're getting in on this candle, let's say you're getting in on here. This is 374.69 to pre-market low. 374. That's even like a 70-cent move is going to get you 5% on a couple days out. So I think that's more maybe paid too much for the option. Maybe. I don't know what happened there, man. I seriously, like, this is just all red coming in here. Like, this is just red, 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 red. Unless you bottom tick this and it shoots. But it couldn't have because it could have, but yeah, I don't know what happened on that one. This looks like it just played out perfectly. I mean, unless you bottom ticked here and got stopped out here. That could be the only way that I would see it, but then you fall through pre-market low here, you're already in the green. Let's see. All right, so quick wrap up, everybody. Be well aware of what's going on at 8:30 a.m. tomorrow. The unemployment data, non-farm payrolls, and average hourly earnings. Those are going to be really important for where the market's going to trend. Once you start to see the headlines and the initial couple of candles off of that, watch the dollar, watch the treasury yields, and also watch what the projected the probabilities are for a 75 basis point rate hike. So right now, let me refresh this right here. It was 68.7. It's probably going to fluctuate around a little bit. 66. So look at that before the data comes out and what it moves to after. That's going to give you an indication of what overall sentiment is, and where things could go tomorrow. So no YOLOing to Arvin. Stop. Bad Arvin. No YOLOing. But yeah. So that's kind of going to wrap it up for tonight, guys. Again, make sure that you know your key levels. I'll see you guys on the live stream tomorrow morning for all you 1348ers in here. If you guys do want to hop in with us, I mean, we are the best place to come and learn how to trade, hands down. We set the trend on all of the, like, honestly, groundbreaking things that are coming to retail investors. We've got some crazy stuff coming. If you guys want to come in there and get access to the stuff right now, there's that link. It's in the top of the live chat there too. If not, hopefully you know how to make money in this market, man, because we've been trying to help for basically the last 10 months. A lot of you guys have been really, really having a lot of success, especially you new people, which has been really cool to see. But that's what we're all here to do. So again, guys, I will see you tomorrow. If you don't mind hitting that like button on the way out, have a great Friday if I don't see you, but hopefully I do. Peace.